Hi, I'm Allegra. Today we're going to be doing a less than 45-minute flow. It's going to be a little fast-paced. You're definitely going to get sweaty, lots of strength-building poses, and then a little stretching and relaxation at the end. It's designed for times when you might not have 2 hours to go take a yoga class, or you might be in a hotel room or traveling during the holidays, when we have a lot to do, but we want to fit that time in for ourselves. So we're going to get started right away. I hope you enjoy. So we'll start with feet together at the top of the mat. And we'll take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our nose. We'll bring our hands to a prayer position at our heart and just close your eyes. Keeping those deep inhales and exhales through your nose for the rest of this practice and just coming into an intention. It can be as simple as one word. Sometimes for me it helps to think about what brought me to my mat today and move from that intention. So we'll take one deep inhale, solidifying that intention. And exhale, feel your feet grounding into the mat. Feel the crown of your head rising up. On your next inhale, dive your palms all the way forward. Sweep them up. Reach your heart up and your gaze up. Look back, reach back. And then exhale, part your hands open, dive all the way down. We'll toe heel our feet to hips width distance. I like to measure out my hips width distance by placing 2 feet together inside of my arches, kind of making a sandwich with my feet and my hands. Then I know that that's my hips width. So then I can inhale flat back. Your hands can be on your thighs, on your shins, or fingertips on the ground. Gaze out. Feeling that nice long length from tailbone to crown of the head, and then exhale, dive yourself forward. One more time, passing through it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, flat back. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Step your feet back. Inhale, up or push-up plank, and we'll just pause here for a second. So we're warming up the body. We're lighting up for a fun, dynamic practice. So you want to really warm up the abs, really warm up the shoulders. Inhale, press the mat away. Exhale, elbows graze your ribs, lower, lengthen, and hover. Inhale, tuck your toes under, roll your shoulders back, sail your heart forward. The sun is shining. Exhale, flip your feet, hips high, heels low. First downward facing dog of class, so you want to make it playful. Bend one knee, then the other. Shake your head no and yes. I like to rise up on my tippy toes and crunch my toes the other way. And then check in with your feet. Make sure they're right underneath the centers of your hips. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are really tight. And just imagine that you're spreading your sit bones up and back. Push your upper body closer to your thighs by rolling your inner elbows forward, pressing into your pointer finger and thumb. And exhale, I press my upper body closer to my thighs. Inhale, gaze towards the front of your mat, hop or walk towards your hands. Exhale, forward fold. We'll grab for opposite elbows here. Bend your knees to really hang. Shake your head no and yes. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Engage your lower belly. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, rise up, look back, reach back a little further. Exhale, diving all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Keep pressing into those pointer finger and thumbs. Now you can hop or walk. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale, lower, lengthen and hover. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that's our sun salutation. Inhale, gaze towards your hands, hop or walk there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Inhale, reaching up through the fingertips, really lengthen your wrists. Engage your belly, drive down into your heels as you reach up and look back. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down, hands underneath the shoulders, step or hop your feet back. Inhale, upward push up to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So I already start to feel this heat building up, and this is the point when the brain starts to say things like, I'm so tired, I can't do this. Stick through it. Once you get past that first 10-minute hump, it starts to feel great. Inhale, gaze towards your hands, walk or hop there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, reach up all the way through mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Go through your flow. Upward push up to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take it one more time, really connecting the breath seamlessly. Inhale, forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, rise all the way through your mountain pose. Look back, reach back. Exhale, part there above you, dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, hands underneath the shoulders, step or hop your feet back. Inhale, upward push up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You made it. You can walk your downward dog out again. Now the downward dog should feel a little better. This will become our resting pose now. So just breathe in your downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, rise your right leg all the way back. Flex your foot. Kick your heel back long behind you and keep pressing into the pointer finger and thumb of your right hand. You want to square the hips down towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it fly open. You can bend your right knee, circle it. You can circle the right ankle, whatever feels good. Inhale, lengthen it up and back, and we're going to go into ab work. Bend your right knee, bring it in towards your chest. Try to kiss your knee. Inhale, lengthen the right knee up and back. Exhale, right knee over to right elbow, gaze past your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Exhale, right knee towards left elbow, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your chest. Step your right foot in between your hands. You did it. Left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Externally rotate your left shoulder. And then push your right knee out. Arch your spine. Breathe here. Especially if you've been traveling, sitting in a car, sitting in a plane, the front of these hips can get really tight. So you want to stretch the front of that left hip right now. Stretch the crease of that right hip. Keep sending your heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee back into alignment. Right hand outside right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Pick up your left knee and then place your right hand onto your sacrum. You want to slide your left hip forward, slide your right hip back. Engage your lower belly. And then exhale, twist your right hand up towards the ceiling. Scoop your lower belly out so that you really feel the twist in your intestines. In all your internal organs. Breathe here, gaze up towards your right fingertips. Back heel is nice and high towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Exhale, place that right hand outside the right foot. Dial your left foot onto the mat as if you were going into a warrior one, and then we'll crawl both fingertips long out towards our left side. So if the right foot is in front, hands are all the way over to the left. Stretching the upper body away from the legs. Keep the legs nice and strong. Melt your shoulders away from your ears and keep the breath moving. Inhale, crawl your hands back to your warrior. And rise up, warrior one. We'll take our right hand and let it fall behind your back. Trying to place the palm in the center of the spine. You can use your left hand to align your middle finger with your spinal cord. Engage your belly, keep driving your left pinky toe into the mat. Keep your right knee right over your ankle. And then we'll reach the left hand up, let it fall behind the head and try to clasp behind your back. Breathe here. Keep sending that left hip forward. Keep engaging your belly and keep breathing into the shoulders, opening them up. If you can't clasp your hands, you can use a strap if you have one. You can just grab for your clothes. And exhale. Opening the arms out wide, giving yourself a big hug. I know that the legs are probably burning in this warrior. Keep it going. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale, spread on open to warrior two. Inhale, lengthen that front knee. Turn all 10 toes towards the front of the room. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, hips forward. Exhale, diving yourself all the way down. Your hands can be right underneath your shoulders. You can grab for ankles. Again, spreading sit bones back behind you and letting the back of the neck release. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, half lift. Exhale, bend the elbows, turn your front foot forward, bend that right knee. Crawl your hands to that position you had them in earlier. Inhale, arching the spine, gazing out. Exhale, forward. And then walk your hands all the way back towards your right foot. Pick up your back heel, send your right foot back, and then flow it out. We meet back up in a downward facing dog to take the other side. Inhale, kick your left heel back. Press into your left pointer finger and thumb. Roll your shoulders down your back. Engage your belly. Lengthen through the back of that left knee. And then exhale, bend it open. Circle your left ankle, circle your left knee. Stretching through the front of the hip, whatever you need, especially if you've been traveling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring your left knee in towards your nose. Try to kiss it. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, left elbow touches left knee, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee over to right elbow, gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee in towards your chest. Step your left foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee down. Untuck your right toes. Externally rotate your right shoulder and then press your left knee out as you arch your heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Keep imagining that you can send your breath towards the front of the right hip. Breathe into the front of your belly. You can close your eyes so you can really concentrate on the breath. Beautiful work. And then bring your left knee back into alignment. Tuck your right toes under. Pick up your right knee. Press firmly into your right hand and then bring your left hand to your sacrum, to your lower back. Slide your right hip forward, your left hip back. Engage your lower belly. And then when you feel like your hips are square, reach your left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Scoop your belly out. We're twisting, we're lighting up the legs. Relax your toes and bring the engagement into your muscles. The muscles of the legs, not the muscles of the face or the feet. Inhale, I lengthen from tailbone to crown of the head. Exhale, I twist. And then bringing both hands on either side of the foot. Dial your right foot onto the mat. And then just like we did on the other side, crawl your fingertips all the way to the right as you stay in that kind of warrior one stance and let your head fall between your arms. So I'm just going to turn this way so that you're not looking at the back of me. But you'll stay where you are. Breathe here. Imagining your heart melting between your shoulders. Keep engaging your legs. Keep driving your right pinky toe into the mat. And then slowly walking the hands back to center. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, internally rotate your back thigh, externally rotate your front thigh, and keep your shoulders soft as you reach your upper body and ground your lower body. Exhale, drop your left hand behind your back. Try to get it, your middle finger in alignment with your spine. One side will be easier than the other. So this side, I don't need my hand to help me so much, but you can. And then reaching the right hand above the head, going for that bind. If you can't bind, again, just grab for your clothes. If you have a strap, you can use that. Press the back of your head into the top arm. And then keep sending that right hip forward, left hip back. Engage your belly here. Inhale, reaching the arms back up. Exhale, opening up warrior two. And I feel my front leg burning, so we'll lengthen the front knee. Turn all 10 toes forward. Inhale, arch. Exhale, all the way down. Let your head hang heavy. Shake your head no and yes. Spread your sit bones forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, dive yourself all the way down. And then we'll place the hands on the hips. We'll do it a little differently on this side just because we're facing forward. So we'll do it two different things. Inhale, arch your spine all the way up. Turn your toes out, your heels in. We'll open the arms to cactus and we'll come into a goddess squat. So again, this is really important for me when I'm trying to do a faster practice, because I really feel like this strengthens my legs, it opens my shoulders, it opens my hips. We're killing a lot of birds with one stone. Place your hands above your knees. Inhale, exhale, dip your right shoulder forward, gaze past your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder in, gaze past your right shoulder, scoop your belly out to really feel that twist. Inhale, come back to center. Engage your inner thighs. We'll place the base of our hands inside our hip crease and then push your sacrum away from your upper body. I feel lots of pops and cracks in my spine when I do this. It creates lots of length in the spine. Breathe here. And then inhale, coming back to goddess. Exhale, lift one heel. And then drop it. Keep engaging your core. Other heel. And drop it. If you feel ready, you can lift both heels. Challenging the balance. Good. And then exhale, fold all the way forward. Lengthen your knees. Turn all 10 toes forward again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the elbows. Turn the front foot forward. Bend the front knee. Crawl those fingertips all the way out like you did. Inhale, arch your spine, flat back. Exhale, forward. Crawl the hands all the way back to center. Pick up your back heel. Send your left foot back and then flow it out. If you're feeling really tired, you can always just go straight to downward facing dog. Exhale your air here. And I want to catch my breath, so we'll do that in a fascia stretch. So we'll drop our knees down. Inhale. Knees down onto the mat. We'll keep our toes tucked under and just walk your hips all the way back onto your heels. So from the back, it'll look like this. You really want to try to spread. You can use your hands, spread all your toes onto the mat. And sit your hips back. If it's really intense, you can try not to put so much weight. We're stretching the fascia on our soles of our feet, which can get really tense. So you just want to breathe here, check in with your shoulders and jaw if you're holding the tension there. Just breathe into your belly and breathe into the soles of your feet. You can close your eyes here. So we're resting from all that movement we just did We're stretching the tops of the feet while we do it. And then flutter your eyes open. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and just tap your feet out a bit. Bring the movement back into it. And then inhale, dip your belly down. Spread your heart forward, arch your back, resetting the spine in these cat-cows. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, gaze towards your belly button. Inhale, arching out. Exhale, gaze towards your belly button. Tuck your toes under in this curved spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze towards the front of the mat. Hop if you can, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your palms to touch it on your next inhale. Bend your knees, sit your hips low, reach your arms up, thunderbolt. So you want to imagine that you can lift all 10 toes off the mat and bring more weight into your heels. Really feel like you're sitting into a small chair. Engage your thighs in towards one another. Engage your ribs, engage your lower belly, and then reach your hands away from you. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, sit low, reach your arms forward, and then exhale, draw your hands down to heart center. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, bring your left elbow over onto your right knee, twisting. Keep your knees in line with one another. Send your gaze past your right shoulder and scoop your belly out. Sit a little lower as you twist. You really want to breathe deeply in this twist to detoxify, to move the metabolism. Also really important during the holidays when we're eating foods that we might not be used to or eating more than we're used to. Totally okay, just make sure you take care of yourself. Inhale, come back to center. Stay here even if the legs are burning, and then exhale, twist over. Right elbow onto left knee. Keep the knees in line with one another. Scoop the belly out. Hands to heart. Gaze past the left shoulder. Breathe here. Inhale. Center. Exhale. Shoot your heels down. Reach your upper body all the way up. Look back. Reach back. Exhale. Dive yourself all the way down. Toe heel your feet to the width of your mat. Interlace your hands at the base of your spine and just let your shoulders fall forward. I like to rock my hips from side to side so I feel the stretch in hamstrings. And then switch the grip. Go for that more awkward hand grip. Inhale, punch that fist back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Uninterlace the hands. Bring them underneath the shoulders. Toe yourself out so the toes are off the mat, heels are in. You might have to play around with how wide your stance is, and then exhale, drop your hips all the way down, coming into Malasana squat. So if you have blocks, you might want to place them underneath your hips. These blocks are really skinny, so you might need two. And then your elbows will come inside your knees. The hands will come to heart center. Puff your chest forward and relax your shoulders. Imagine that you can unlock the fronts of your ankles so that they're not tense. Breathe here. If you don't need blocks, you'll just be here, breathing into the hips. Your next inhale, flutter your eyes open, hands come underneath the shoulders, feet, toe, heel, all the way back to hips with distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands underneath shoulders, step or hop your way through your flow. So the flows are really important to reset your body and your mind. They're also great exercise. Breathe in your downward facing dog, engage your upper ribs. And then inhale, let your right leg fly all the way up, bend your right knee, bringing it in towards your chest. Step your right foot in between your hands, keep your left heel nice and high. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, place your right hand onto your right hip, reach your left fingertips up, And then rainbow over, stretching into the left psoas. Breathe your shoulders down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dial the left foot onto the mat, open up warrior two. Inhale, turn your front palm up towards the ceiling. Start to reach so far forward that you reach up and start to rainbow back, reverse warrior. Left hand can be on the back shin, back thigh, or lace behind you. Inhale, reverse, exhale, right elbow comes inside right knee. Reach your left fingertips all the way forward. Turn your left hip and left ribs up towards the ceiling. Inhale, flow back to warrior two. Focus your gaze past your middle finger. Try to be completely immersed in the present moment, at least for one inhale and exhale. Inhale, take on more space. Exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down. Pick up your back heel. Send your right leg all the way back. Downward facing dog. And then exhale, bend the right foot, bend the right knee. Take the right foot all the way back behind you. Coming into rock star pose. Arching the heart up towards the ceiling. Heels can be down or up. Really spreading your hips and your heart up. Exhale, sending the right hand all the way back down. Send the right foot all the way up. Shake it out. And then exhale, place it down. Before thinking about it too much, we'll take it straight to the other side. Inhale, toes up towards the ceiling. Bend your left knee, step it in between your hands. Just gonna flip this way so you can see. Pick up your back heel. From your heart, drive your upper body all the way up. Left hip is forward, left hip is back, right hip is forward. Back heel is right over the toes, so not back, over the toes. Left hand on the left hip. Right hand reaches up and rainbows over to the left. Stretching that right psoas. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, opening up warrior two. Inhale, turn your front palm forward, reach forward, and start to reach up, reach back. Again, you choose where you put that back hand, gazes up towards the left fingertip. Inhale, stretch, exhale, left elbow inside left knee, right fingertips all the way forward. Imagine you can rotate your right hip and right ribs up towards the ceiling. Inhale, warrior two. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Be present at least for one breath. And then cartwheel your hands all the way down. Pick up your back heel. Send your left toes all the way up towards the ceiling. And then bend that left knee, bringing the foot all the way back behind you, coming into rock star. Exhale, aiming that left hand all the way back forward. Left foot up. Exhale, place it down. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Grab for opposite elbows, bend your knees, just let yourself think heavy. Shake your head, yes, no. And then I'll flip this way. Just so you can see. You stay where you are. Walk your hands all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg forward. Bend your right knee, step it in between your hands. And you might need two blocks here if you have them. Right on the long side at the base, at the top of your mat, sorry. Inhale, keep your back heel nice and high. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, launch yourself into warrior three. So you want to kick your left heel along and back behind you. You want to engage your abdomen and ribs. And then your hands can be on blocks or reaching out long in front of you, or hands at the heart. My bottom leg is shaking. Yours might be too. It's okay. Inhale, lengthen from tailbone to crown of the head. Exhale, drop the upper body, hands on the ground. You can open up that left hip, coming into standing split. And then exhale, bend your left knee, tuck it behind your right knee. Bend your right knee, and we're going to come all the way down to the ground. You want the sole of the right foot outside the right knee. You're going to hug your right knee in towards you. You want to try to get both sit bones down onto the ground. Inhale, hug your right knee in towards yourself with your left arm. Place your right hand at the base of your sacrum. Lengthen and then twist. Look back, look where you want to go. Scoop your belly out so you really feel the twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, taking a counter twist. And then coming into log pose, bringing your ankles outside of your shins, stacked on top of one another. Again, you want to try to get both sit bones down on the ground. If one hip is floating up, you can place a block underneath. If the block is too big, you can place a small blanket or towel. Inhale. Exhale, start to crawl yourself as far forward as you can go without shoving or forcing. It's a glute stretch and a hip stretch. You want to keep your feet flexed and try to relax your neck so you're not holding tension. This can be a really intense stretch, so just breathe into it. Inhale, coming back all the way. And then if you feel like you can either stay in this stretch a little longer, or I'm going to take us through cow face pose. So you want to stack your knees on top of one another and lengthen your shins out. Again, both sit bones down on the ground. And then the same knee that's on top will be the hand that comes up. We already did these binding arms, so you can just go straight into it. If you can't bind again, just stay where you can. Press your upper body into the back of your head. Breathe here. If you feel so inclined, you can fold all the way forward. It's a really intense glute stretch. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, lengthening both feet out long in front of you. Interlacing. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, folding all the way forward. You don't have to grab your feet. That's not the goal. The goal is just to let your spine drape forward so you can bend your knees if you need to. Just really think about unlocking this part of the neck, the place where the upper spine meets the base of the skull. Just unlock, gaze in towards yourself. Inhale, half lift, stay low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way back up. Bend your knees, bring them long out behind you, and then press yourself back to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Inhale, left toes all the way up. Bend your left knee, bring it in towards your chest. Keep your back heel nice and high. Spread your heart forward, tent up on your fingertips. Get your blocks ready if you need them. And then launch forward, warrior three. Kick your right heel long behind you. Hips are square. Engage your belly, engage your ribs. Try not to crunch in the back of your neck. Breathe here. You can do it. Wherever you want your hands. And then exhale, hands down on the ground. Open up that right hip, come to standing split. Try to bring your forehead towards your shin. And then bend the right knee, tuck it into your left. Coming all the way down. And we won't come back up again, so we're starting to slow down our practice. So you can bring your gaze more internal. Our heartbeat is probably racing. We haven't really stopped, just because I want to get everything into a short amount of time so that you can go about your day and feel really good and not have to take 2.5 hours out for your yoga practice. So left sole of the foot down on the ground. Inhale, hug your left knee with your right arm. Left hand towards the base of the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Tailbone to crown of the head. Exhale, gaze back and twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it for a counter twist. Ooh, my spine popped there. And then we'll come into our log pose again. Ankles outside the shins. One hip might be different than the other. You might want to towel off here. And if you want, you can use your towel underneath if one hip is popping out. Flex your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Try to release your jaw and shoulders. Release the back of your neck. Come back to your intention, the intention you set at the beginning of class. Just bring that back into your heart, back into your thoughts. Now you can stay in this stretch, or we're going to go for that cow face close. Stacking the knees up on top of one another, lengthening the shins out. Left elbow will be on top this time. Right elbow underneath, going for that bind. If you can't, you can grab for your shirt. You can use a strap, whatever. Press your back of the head into your upper arm. And exhale, you can bow forward if you're not too tight. Inhale all the way back up. And interlace your hands. Step both feet out in front of you. Turn your palms facing you. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale your belly up. Send your gaze back. Exhale all the way back down. Sit your sit bones firmly into the mat. Reach your fingertips out long in front of you. Engage your lower belly. We're coming into boat pose. Point your feet. Rise both shins up parallel with the ceiling. If you need your hands on the ground, you can. Reach your fingertips out. It's ab work. Inhale. Exhale. Reach your toes away from the crown of your head. Engage your lower belly. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, toes away from your head. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower, lengthen and hover. And stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your back fall. Give your knees a big hug. Go for the more awkward elbow hold. Imagine your sacrum melting down onto the ground. Tuck your chin slightly towards your chest so that you lengthen the back of the neck and let your back release. Your next inhale, grab for the outer edges of your feet, open up to happy baby. We'll take a lion's breath here, so inhale, take a deep full breath. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, open your eyes really big and wide and go, and then close your mouth and continue breathing through your nose. And then slowly lengthen the toes up towards the ceiling. We're going to come into shoulder stand. If this is enough for you, you can just allow the legs to dangle above the hips. You can place a block underneath you for more elevation. If a shoulder stand is in your practice, we'll grab for our lower backs and send the toes all the way up, chin to chest. Gaze towards your belly button. You can walk your hands as far up your back as they can go. Walk your elbows in towards one another. And then imagine your feet are being pulled up. You just breathe here. If you want, you can interlace your hands behind your back. You eventually want the feet right over the hips. Breathe here. Imagine you're already in Shavasana. Exhale, slowly falling the feet back into plow. You can flex or point the toes. You can interlace the hands. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, palms facing down on the mat. Roll yourself all the way out. Lengthen the toes long towards the front of your mat, and then prop yourself onto your elbows. We're going to finish here with fish pose. So you want the top of the head down onto the mat. You want to gaze back. You want your shoulders away from your ears, toes pointing out and long. And just breathe through your nose. This is a really good pose to end class with because it's a reminder to keep your head grounded and lead from your heart. So we're physically doing that here as a metaphorical reminder. Head grounded, lead from the heart. And then slowly pressing into your elbows. You take one last big hug. Say thank you, body. Thank yourself for taking this time out. And on your exhale, closing the eyes, coming into Shavasana, corpse pose, final resting pose. Heels to either corner of the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you and then relax your spine. Palms facing up, wrists. Relax. Close your eyes. And just take deep breaths here. Relax your forehead. Relax your belly. And even though you probably have to run and go do a bunch of things right now, allow yourself to be in this pose at least for 3 minutes. It's the most important pose we'll do. It's when the benefits of every other posture can sink in and work their magic. You deserve this pose, so take it fully for as long as you need. Keep surrendering to the ground below you. I'll leave you guys in this corpse pose. Thank you so much for sharing this flow with me.